Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Glenn Tan speaking. This time, I'm continuing to talk about GMV6 heat recovery, the inside components in the outdoor unit. This presentation divided into these 4 parts. Next chapter, we'll go to the piping diagram. In this diagram, on the right side is the single complexer model, and on the left side I just connect 2 mood exchanger and indoor units, and in this case I just assume that all the indoor units capacity are the same. This is for better analyzed. So first I will introduce how the refrigerant flow in cooling mode. Also start from the compressor is the high pressure and temperature gas. Then after gets through this oil separator, as it is cooling mode, so it will go to this cooling 4-way valve, go turn right, and then release heat at this outdoor heat exchanger. Then it will become the high pressure because still no change to the pressure, but the temperature will become medium and get through this EXV, and also this will keep it to be fully open, and also get through the IPN the cooler to cool down the compressor dry, and also get through this subcooler, and then make it to a bit cooler liquid. Then we can go to the further indoor unit, then get through this mood exchanger, and at this mood exchanger you can find that there are actually for LV branch we have 3 solenoid valve and 1 EXV. And the detail you can also go to the GMV6 heat recovery video. I have a little introduction for the mood exchanger, and also it maintain the liquid when we go to the indoor EXV, because there's no solenoid valve control at the liquid pipe. And also this refrigerant, this liquid refrigerant will get expanded here and become low pressure and temperature and absorb heat at the indoor heat exchanger, which is doing cooling. Then it become low pressure and temperature gas, and then flow into this gas pipe and then to this mood exchanger. And here just pay attention that at this heat exchanger, as it need to go back to the outdoor unit, right, which is only from the low pressure gas pipe, and then which is this one, and here we just make it to be conducted, and then just connect to the low pressure gas pipe, and then make it to go back to the gas liquid separator. And after separated the liquid part, only the 100% gas will flow into the compressor for compression. And also similar to the heat pump, this part is for the subcooler. Also a partial refrigerant will get through this subcooler EXV, and then to cool, make roll to more cool, to increase the subcooling, and itself will become gas and then flow back to the gas liquid separator. As for this part, which is this one, this is the high pressure, which is we always will offer the high pressure or the hot gas on this pipe. And also just pay attention here at this mood exchanger, as for this branch there is no heating requirement, so this two we make it to be fully closed. As for the other one, we just conduct or offer the low pressure and the liquid and also the high pressure to this mood exchanger. And as there's no valve to connect on the piping of the indoor unit, so this liquid still gets through, which is directly to the in-dot unit. For heat pump system, there are only cooling or heating, but for heat recovery system, there are these 5 modes. Beside the basic cooling and heating, we have the cooling prevailing mode and heating prevailing mode, and also the completely heat recovery mode. This another 3 is actually the heat recovery, just the operating mode a little bit different. And next we go to talk about the cooling prevailing, which is the outdoor is still in cooling mode, but just some indoor unit it is in heating. And also the detail difference, you can also go to my GNV6HR introduction. I have for this mode the introduction in there. And for this example, and if this indoor unit is in heating, we just send the hot gas directly to the this indoor unit. Then the refrigerant will become liquid, and then from this liquid we join the liquid pipe. Next, we go to the heating mode. This time, we just assume these 2 indoor units require heating, and then the hot gas from the compressor, which will go through this heating four-way valve, and then we offer this hot gas directly to the mode exchanger, and then we just turn on this 2, which is the solenoid valve and the EXV to offer the hot gas to the indoor unit, which is will make it to release heat, which is doing heating, and then the hot gas will become liquid and go to this indoor unit EXV. And also please pay attention that this EXV will not make the refrigerant to get expanded. It just control the flow rate, which is make the refrigerant to be balanced, divided into the indoor units. And the refrigerant still remain high pressure, and then we just send the high pressure liquid to the mode exchanger. As there is no valve control here, then we will send this liquid directly to the outdoor unit, which is just follow this one, and then to this part. The refrigerant will get expanded at this outdoor heating EXV, and then become low pressure and temperature liquid, then absorb heat from this outdoor heat exchanger and become gas, and get through this four-way valve, and then back to the gas liquid separator, and then to the compressor. If we detect the outdoor and bin temperature is low, and then we need to use the EVI, and also just like what I had introduced before, the refrigerant will get through this subcooler EXV and then become gas, and then we just inject this gas to the compressor to higher the heating performance. And also at this time, if even there is no require from the low pressure gas pipe, but we still collect the low pressure just like this. And also the same for the other 2, even they are not working. Also, you can pay attention that this cooling four-way valve it change direction, right? And the reason is we see the refrigerant from the outdoor heat exchanger, and also here the hot gas will connect to this capillary. Next, we'll go to the heating prevailing mode. That means if there are 2 indoor units require heating, and if 1 require cooling. And here we just will send the liquid refrigerant to this indoor unit, and then make it to get expanded and become low pressure and temperature to absorb it from the indoor room, and then become gas and flow back to the mood exchanger. Then we'll make it to flow back to the low pressure gas pipe and back to the outdoor unit, just like this. And also you will find that there are 2 EXV here, and if the system find that the outdoor capacity is too high, so we will just fully close one of it to make heat exchange, which to make the balance between the indoor unit to be best. The last is the completely heat recovery mode. That means the refrigerant just make the cycle between the indoor units, which the indoor unit require cooling and the cooling, they are almost the same. And in this case, we just make this one to be cooling. And then similar to this one, we just send the gas back to the mood exchanger and then to the outdoor unit. Also for this outdoor unit, just pay attention here. It's the EVI, no need, so this is fully closed. And for this part also, we don't need so much outdoor capacity, we can fully close one of the EXV, but we still need to send the refrigerant. Do you know why? The reason is that this is the IPM cooler, which means we apply the refrigerant to cool down the compressor, and then we need to send the refrigerant to cool it down. So just cancel one half of it, it's okay. And the refrigerant, we just make the cycle between the heating indoor unit and cooling indoor unit, and also a little bit to the outdoor IPM cooler. As for more complicated 2 compressor models, the difference is only this part. We just make it to be 2 compressor model, and also the gas from the gas liquid separator divided into here, and then send the refrigerant to these 2 compressors. And then at the discharge, we also combine them together to send the refrigerant to the oil separator. And also the oil from the separator, we also divide it into 2 parts for the major oil return. As for the assistance oil return, also send it to here, it's okay. That's all for this presentation. If you still have any other question, just feel free to contact me on this my personal email address.